I hate Berlin, is what you will say after you've moved here and experienced your first winter. Of course, when you first come here, you will be like,
"Whoa, this is so cool here. Berlin is the best city in the world."
But then, when the honeymoon phase is over, you will just feel like the rest of us.
I hate this place. It stinks, it's dirty, and there's junkies everywhere.
I think all Berliners have a love-hate relationship with Berlin, and I have been way too nice to the city on YouTube. Apparently, some of you guys even moved here just because of my videos. So it's about time to talk about the downsides of our beloved Berlin. Okay, let's go. The dirt. Berlin is one of the dirtiest cities in all of Europe, and it seems that neither the people nor the local government give a damn. And I'm not talking about the graffiti. That looks awesome. It's the garbage everywhere. Just look at how dirty everything is here. Do you think they ever cleaned up here in the last 10 years? I don't think so. And wherever you go, there will be broken glass on the street. It's everywhere. Berliners love drinking in public, and it's great that you can drink alcohol in the streets. But this is not fun. And if I was a parent, I would never want my child to run around the streets and then it falls in their grate. And it seems that people don't really care about any of this, because they don't leave only their garbage outside, but also their furniture, which they don't need anymore. In any district, you will find abandoned sofas, mattresses, tables, you name it. I'm right now at Warschau Straße, one of the most touristy places in all of Berlin. And just look down this bridge. There's garbage everywhere. Nobody's gonna clean that up. And it's not just the dirt humans leave behind. It's also their pets. When you're trying to walk down a normal street, you can never look straight. You always have to look on the floor because, there's gonna be a lot of shit on the floor. I mean, when will the people ever learn that if you have a dog in the city, just clean up their turds or don't get a dog? Yeah, it's not that hard. Okay, next, it's time to talk about the apartment situation. Of course, the never-ending topic. It's so hard to find a good flat, an affordable flat in Berlin. In the last 5 years alone, prices for rents have doubled. Yeah, they really have doubled. It's ridiculous and it's not getting better. Every year it's just getting worse and worse and worse. Every time now a landlord decides to put a normal price for the rent out, there's gonna be crowds of people for the viewing, and the news will report on it. Just like this example from a few weeks ago. A landlord in Charlottenburg put out a flat for 1,070 euro per month. It had like 75 square meters. And guess what? So many people wanted to go to the apartment viewing that there was a line of 150 meters. People couldn't even get in anymore. And that is not a very cheap contract. 1,100 euro for 75 square meters? I think that's even above the legal limit. And if you are one of the few lucky ones and you have a contract that is 5 years old, 10 years old, 50 years old, don't give up your contract. You're gonna regret it, like I did. Because 5 years ago, I had a 3-room flat. I was paying like 700 euros per month. If you want to get a contract like this today, it is impossible. Impossible. And the situation is getting worse and worse every year. Because most landlords ask for illegally high rents. And many people think they have to accept that. But that's not true. If the landlord asks for too much rent, you can sue him. But most people are afraid of the costs that would come along with that, for the lawyers, the court, etc. But there is an easy solution for exactly that problem. And this is where today's sponsor comes in. CONNY. If you have never heard of CONNY, it is an awesome service that takes care of exactly this issue. CONNY is Germany's leading online platform for legal services in tenancy law. If your rent is too high, above the legal limit, they will sue your landlord for you and try to get it down to a normal level. And you know what? It won't cost you a single penny. Yeah, it's true. I've actually used their service in my previous flat in Neukölln. They were able to reduce my rent from 1,000 euro per month to 750 euro per month, saving me 3,000 euro in rent cost per year. And we even got overpaid rent from the past back. So, I'll explain quickly how this whole thing works. First, you go on their website, you put in your details, where you live, how big is your flat, how much you pay, and then it will already tell you how many euros too much you pay. In this case, they could potentially save us 450 euro per month. That's per year, more than 5,000 euro. If you pay too much rent, just fill out the rest of the form and send them a request.
But you said it won't cost me a penny. How is that possible?
Well, how their business model works is they will sue your landlord for you. They will negotiate with them, maybe even take them to court. And if they succeed, and only if they succeed, they will take a cut of the money you will save. To be exact, they will take 6 months worth of your rent savings. So let's just take the example we put. If they manage to save you 450 euro per month, they will take a 6-month cut of the savings. That's 2,700 euro. But then you will save for the rest of the time you spend in the flat 5,600 euro per year. So if you are planning to stay in your flat for more than 6 months, which I think most people want, it's already worth doing it. Because it won't cost you a thing. Just send them your rent contract and then they will take care of the rest. Don't let the landlords get away with their illegally high rents. It's not okay. Just go on their website and check it out. The link is in the description. You'll find plenty of more information on there. And I should mention that you can use CONNY service not only in Berlin, but in all Germany. And now, back to the streets! The next thing on the list will only annoy you every once in a while. Like every time you have to move or you need a new document. I'm talking about the town hall, the Bürgeramt. And you need to make an appointment there if you need something from the city. Like for example, when you need to register that you have moved to a new flat, to register your address. Every time you do that, you need an appointment for the Bürgeramt. And to get that is very, very hard. Usually, this should be an easy process, but in Berlin, you need to plan ahead. You can book those appointments 3 months ahead. Every day there will open up a new day, but all the appointments are booked out within minutes. So what people do, they go online at 7 o'clock in the morning when the new appointments go online, and then they click appointment, appointment, appointment. So even if you don't have a flat yet, you should get an appointment at the Bürgeramt just to have it ready, because if you don't register within a month after moving, that is illegal. And they can fine you a lot of money. And then you go to the Bürgeramt with your nice appointment 3 months later, and the woman sitting in front of you is like, "Why are you 2 months late? This is illegal. I'm going to fine you 2,500 euro for not registering in time."
But it has not been possible to get an appointment earlier. Look at your website.
I don't give a damn. Here's your fine. Goodbye. So the city of Berlin is officially making you a criminal. But there's nothing you can do. You can just pray to the techno god to spare you, okay? If you have ever been to Berlin, you of course know how friendly we Berliners are. Of course, I'm kidding. They are the grumpiest people on the planet. And you really see that in the service. The service here is horrible. Every time you go to a restaurant, to the butcher, or to any event, and you want something from the service person, they're just like, "What do you want?" I know, Berlin is the capital of grumpiness, and some people love it. They like that the people are more direct and not put a fake smile. But I don't want to know that your life is miserable and that you hate your work. It's your fucking job! Just put on a smile and give me a drink. It's not that hard. What really is driving me nuts is that every time I'm trying to relax outside somewhere, there's... I swear, you can't spend 5 minutes outside anywhere in Berlin without hearing them. Every time I'm trying to film a video outside, half the time I spend just waiting for the sirens to go away. Seriously, just a second. Need to pause the video. Next, we gotta talk about the clothing. The clothing. People here are dressing all the same. Black, black, wherever you look, it's black. And I mean, yeah, black is a cool color to wear, but it's not the only color. And no, I'm not cool right now, I'm wearing white. Well, maybe I'm 5% cool, But it seems like 90% of the population here has clothing only with the color black. And I know that it's difficult to choose another color than black to wear, because the city in winter is so depressing and you really want to extend to the outside how you feel from the inside, that is just black. So yeah, maybe just keep wearing black, whatever. Wow, look! Such a beautiful bridge! Must be really nice to walk on it, right? What's that smell? It smells like 1,000 people peed here in the last hour alone. Oh wait, they did. The smell is horrible in the whole city. It doesn't matter where you are, on a beautiful bridge like this, in the park, in the subway, it smells like pee, like vomit, everywhere. And a big reason for that is because there's almost no public toilets in the city, or in Germany at all. It's not a thing. In some places there are paid public toilets, but even they are really rare. But especially in Berlin, there's so many people who party in the evening, there's so many homeless people, which is a whole different issue, but they are there and they have no place to go to put their pee. Yeah, so they do it wherever. Even the Berliners, if they go to the park on the weekend and they drink 10 beers, whatever, there is no place they can go and relieve themselves that doesn't make the whole place smell like shit. I think our government has some kind of weird pee fetish because they're not trying to fix it. If the local government would really care about this, they would just put public toilets for free on the hotspots, you know, Mauer Park. Here, there's a lot of people hanging out. Just put some public toilets there. It's not that hard. Other countries are doing this forever, successfully, and they can enjoy a stink-free life. You know, I hate politics, but one day I'm gonna run for mayor just to fix this problem, because the local government isn't doing it. You all know that I love a good night out in Berlin, but you know what I don't love about it? Waiting in line. The queues in Berlin are driving me mad. You can't just spontaneously decide, it's 2 a.m, let's go to the club, I feel like dancing. No, because if you go there at 2 o'clock in the morning, then you have to wait in line for like 4 hours, 5 hours, if you want to go to a good club. If you want to go to a bad club, no problem. But who wants to go in a bad club, right? Berlin does have the greatest nightlife scene on the whole planet, but the queue situation is ruining the whole thing. Just look at Berghain. Berghain may be the most famous club in all Germany, but there often is a queue that is 8 hours long. 8 hours? That's mental. So the bad thing about the clubbing culture here is not that the bouncers are too strict, but that the queues are too long. They could just send the people away quicker, let them in quicker, but they don't, because they want to be cool. There needs to be a queue. You know, people need to waste their time in line so they feel they have accomplished something just by getting in. And that is horrible. I hate it with a burning passion. The only way to not take part of this is if you know someone in the club who puts you on the guest list, but that can only happen if you are already established in the city, and it is almost impossible to do when you just moved here. Or you need to plan the whole weekend ahead so that you decide, okay, I will go to the club when it opens, or you make a plan that you only go at like 6 o'clock in the morning, because then there's no queue anymore, or at least a short one only. So yeah, Berlin club queues are horrible. It's not fun. It just ruins the whole experience, at least for me. Maybe you feel different, but I hate it. Okay, next. The bread situation. Berlin has horrible bread for German standards. Unfortunately, most bakeries here, they don't bake their own bread anymore. They just buy this prefabricated Brötchen, they put it in the oven, and then they sell it. And it tastes okay, but it is not great. And I don't want to eat this every day because I'm getting sick of it. If you go to any smaller town in Germany, any village, they have amazing bakeries. The bread is so good because they bake it themselves. And I don't know, maybe the real Berliners, they don't give a damn about bread. And they're happy with their Schrippen, their nice little Schrippen. I hate them. Yeah, they taste like paper. Why would you eat that? And that doesn't mean you can't find good bread in Berlin. But it's very, very hard, and you really have to look for it, and maybe you have to drive for an hour to a good bakery to find some. If you happen to find a good bakery for some reason somewhere, they charge ridiculously high amounts for a loaf of bread. Sometimes they charge 8 euro, 10 euro. That's ridiculous. Don't do that. It's really one of the things I hate most about living in Berlin, that you can't find good bread here. Berlin isn't lacking the things to complain about, but the worst thing of all is the weather. Look at me. It's almost May, it's 10 degrees outside, it's grey, it's depressing. Berlin may be the most awesome city in summer, but in winter it will suck the joy of life out of you. So if you decide to move here, just be prepared that you won't see the sun for 2 or 3 months straight in winter, okay? The dream would actually be to live here in the summer only, from May to October, and then leave in November once it starts getting cold and grey and depressing. You go to a warm place and you come back in May and you can do it all over. And in case you're wondering how clean it is here where I'm standing, this is it. So clean, you can almost eat from the floor. Dating. Should I say more? Berliners will crush your feelings. If you want to date in Berlin, seriously, just move away. Don't come here. If you look for a life partner, never set foot into Berlin. It's almost impossible to find someone who wants to have a normal relationship, yeah? It's always complicated. You either have to be poly, it's an open relationship, there's gangbangs every weekend, you name it. But having a normal, relationship, not gonna happen, yeah? Forget it. But if you want to come here to just have some fun with the other gender or the same gender, yeah, welcome to Berlin. Just make sure not to catch too many STDs, okay? But if you're looking for a life partner in this city, stay as far away as you can. It's gonna break you. Alright, despite me shitting on Berlin so much, it is still an awesome city to live in. It is one of the most amazing places in all of Europe, at least in summer. Don't come here in winter, it's horrible. And of course, all that I just have said is pretty relative. If you compare Berlin to other major European cities like London, Bucharest, Paris, Berlin is still the best one, you know, because the other places are so shit and more expensive, except Bucharest is shit and cheap. And with that said, see you guys in the next video. I hope I didn't offend anyone. And if I did, I don't care. Goodbye.